Hello everyone, my name is Ben at TV Parts today, and I would like to be your DIY TV repair guide. In today's video, we are going to be going over in some more detail the process of identifying part numbers as well as the parts in our Samsung televisions. So to get started, we are going to be going over main boards in our Samsung TVs. And when it does come to main boards, we usually see two different styles most commonly. The first style is going to be a part number beginning with a BN96. And we also see part numbers beginning in a BN94. Like most Samsung parts, we will find this part number displayed on a small white sticker just stuck to the front of the main board. We do need to be careful of a number beginning in BN97. This is a board number for most Samsung main boards. We do not want to be placing any orders purely based off of board number. If we do that, we could run into a lot of compatibility issues. So we want to make sure that we are getting the part number, the one that starts with BN96 or BN94, before we are making any purchases or placing any orders for parts. I did want to give you a few different examples of various layouts of main boards, as these can change drastically from unit to unit. The first style that we see, and honestly most commonly, is the dedicated standalone main board. The next style that we see is what we at TV Parts today refer to as a combo board. This is going to be a main board and power supply that snap together directly, usually with a small white or black clip. And finally, we have a main board that encompasses all of the boards in the unit. So it is going to be a main board, a power supply, and a TCON board all integrated onto the same part. With some Samsung TVs, we can see a main board that does not have the usual inputs on it. This is because these TVs use what is called a One Connect box. This is usually connected to the main board via a connecting cable to the back of the television. This external device is going to have all of your HDMI inputs as well as the component and coax inputs. It can also have the USB and optical audio inputs as well. Next, we will be covering the process of finding the part number for your Samsung power supply. Most Samsung power supplies will have a small white sticker on the front that has the part number starting in BN44 prominently displayed on it. We do see in some very rare cases a part number that starts with a BN96 that is assigned to a power supply, but this is by no means the norm. We did cover in the last section a situation where your main board could be a combo board. Basically a main board that is directly attached to a power supply, usually with a small white or black clip. In these situations, the power supply half usually does still have a BN44 part number that is applied to it, but in other situations we see no dedicated part number for the power supply. On our website, we still will list the BN44 part number as a part of the combo board. This is just for ease when searching for the part, but in a vast majority of situations we have the actual part number listed as the BN96 main board part number. Finally, we will be going over how to identify the part number for your Samsung TCON board. Most commonly, we see a part number that begins with a BN95 or a BN96. More rarely, we see a part number that begins in BN94. While these are all standard Samsung part numbers, we do very often see other brands' TCON boards in the back of our Samsung unit. We did want to go over some of the part numbers that we can find in our Samsung units that come from other brands. The most common of these is a TCON board part number that starts with 6871L. On a lot of these boards, we are only going to see a partial part number that is embedded into a serial number. But in other situations, we do see the entire part number printed on a small sticker on the front of the TCON board. We do also see TCON part numbers beginning in LJ94. Most commonly, these part numbers will be embedded into a serial number on the TCON board, and we will have to add the LJ94 dash and then that partial part number to make up the full part number. It is worth noting that there are some very rare situations where you will have a TCON board part number that begins with DV or CV, but these are very few and far between. In conclusion, there could be a few different styles or a few different formats of boards in the back of your Samsung unit, but in our experience, Samsung is the easiest when it comes to identifying part numbers. That doesn't mean that you won't run into a situation that we have not covered here today. So please feel free to reach out to TV Parts Today with any questions that you might have about finding part numbers, about diagnosis, or even about troubleshooting issues in any brand of TV that you might be working on. You can give us a call at 930-212-1975, or you can send us an email to info@tvpartstoday.com. That's info@tvpartstoday.com. Once again, don't forget, like the video, leave us a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.